Take a breath. Not a deep, dramatic breath, just a normal one. The kind your body already knows how to take without being told. You do not need to become a different person tonight. You do not need to suddenly fix your entire life before tomorrow morning. And you do not need to earn rest by completely exhausting yourself first. You have already carried enough for one day. Maybe nobody saw it. Maybe nobody noticed how many thoughts you had to fight through just to stay functional. Maybe nobody realized how tired you actually are because you kept answering messages, showing up, smiling a little, acting normal enough. But your mind knows. Your body knows. And right now, you are allowed to stop performing strength for a moment. You are not lazy for being tired. You are not weak for needing quiet. You are not failing because healing is taking longer than you expected. Some things take time because they are real. You have survived days that honestly should have broken you. There were moments you thought you would never mentally recover from. Moments where your chest felt heavy for hours. Moments where your thoughts turned against you. Moments where you kept functioning externally, while internally everything felt unstable. And still, somehow, you continued. Not perfectly, not gracefully, but you continued. That matters. You do not need to constantly chase productivity to prove your worth. Your existence is not a machine that only matters when output is high. Rest is not a reward. Rest is part of being human. There is a version of you that has been under pressure for so long that peace almost feels unfamiliar now. A version of you that keeps waiting for the next problem, keeps preparing for disappointment before good things even arrive, keeps overthinking small conversations, keeps replaying mistakes from years ago as if punishment will somehow change the past. But tonight, even briefly, you can loosen your grip on all of that. You do not have to solve your entire future right now. Some days are not meant for huge breakthroughs. Some days are simply meant for surviving without giving up. And honestly, that counts more than people admit. You are allowed to outgrow old expectations. You are allowed to move slower than everyone else. You are allowed to protect your energy instead of constantly explaining yourself. Not everyone will understand your silence. Not everyone will understand your boundaries. But peace is more important than constantly being understood. There are people who think healing means becoming positive all the time. But real healing is quieter than that. Real healing is getting out of bed even when your mind feels heavy. Real healing is not responding to yourself with hatred every single day. Real healing is learning that one bad week does not erase your progress. Real healing is resting before you completely collapse. You do not need to become endlessly optimistic. You just need to become slightly kinder to yourself than you were yesterday. That is enough. You are not behind in life. People move at different speeds because people carry different weights. Some people were supported early. Some people had safe environments. Some people had stability. Some people had guidance. And some people had to build themselves while simultaneously surviving. So stop comparing timelines that were never equal to begin with. Your pace is valid. You are allowed to want more from life without hating where you currently are. You are allowed to grow without treating your current self like a failure. Because the version of you sitting here right now, the exhausted version, the uncertain version, the emotionally drained version, that version still deserves compassion too. You do not need to carry guilt for resting. The world benefits from convincing people that burnout is ambition. But burnout is not proof of value. Constant exhaustion is not a personality trait you must keep forever. There is nothing noble about destroying yourself just to feel worthy. You deserve moments where your nervous system is not in survival mode. Moments where your thoughts slow down. Moments where silence does not feel dangerous. Moments where you stop preparing for worst-case scenarios every second. And those moments can begin very small. Maybe tonight it is just this, just listening, just breathing, just existing without pressure for a few minutes. That is enough for now. You have already made it through 100% of your hardest days, even the days you thought would permanently destroy you, even the nights where your thoughts became too loud, even the mornings where getting up felt emotionally impossible. You are still here, not because life has been easy, but because something inside you kept trying again. That part of you deserves respect. You do not need to punish yourself for mistakes you made while struggling. You were learning. And yes, maybe there are things you would change now. Maybe there are conversations you regret. Maybe there are choices you wish you handled differently. But growth means recognizing that version of yourself without permanently condemning them. You are allowed to become wiser without becoming cruel toward your past. Forgiveness does not always happen instantly. Sometimes forgiveness begins as simple understanding. You are not difficult to love because you overthink sometimes. You are not broken because your emotions became complicated after disappointment. You are not too much for needing reassurance occasionally. Human beings are affected by what they go through. That is normal. Your experiences shaped you, but they do not permanently define your future. Maybe lately you have been mentally tired in ways sleep cannot fully fix. That kind of exhaustion is real. The exhaustion from always thinking, always calculating, always worrying about money, people, future, failure, expectations, timing, pressure. Your brain was not designed to carry nonstop tension forever. So tonight, let yourself unclench a little. You do not have to stay mentally prepared every second. It is okay if your healing looks messy. It is okay if some days you feel strong and other days you suddenly feel overwhelmed again. Progress is rarely linear. Sometimes growth looks like confidence. Sometimes growth looks like finally admitting you are tired. Both matter. You are becoming more aware of what drains you, more aware of what truly matters, more aware of what kind of life you actually want. That awareness is growth too. There will be better days than this. Not perfect days, not magical movie scenes where every problem disappears overnight, but genuinely better days. Days where your chest feels lighter. Days where laughter returns naturally. Days where your thoughts stop attacking you constantly. Days where rest feels safe instead of guilty. Those days are real, and you are allowed to believe in them without forcing fake positivity. Hope does not need to be loud to exist. You have permission to slow down. You have permission to stop carrying conversations that only drain you. You have permission to choose peace over proving yourself. You have permission to disappear from constant pressure for a while and simply recover. Recovery is productive too. Some people only value themselves when they are useful. Do not become one of them. Your value is not limited to what you produce for others. You deserve care even on unproductive days. Right now, nothing needs to be solved immediately. The future can wait until tomorrow. Your unread messages can wait. The pressure can wait. The overthinking can wait. For these few moments, let yourself exist without fixing everything. Relax your shoulders a little. Unclench your jaw. Let your breathing become slower naturally. There is no rush here. You are safe enough to rest for a moment. And if nobody told you today, I am proud of how hard you have tried to keep going. Not because you were perfect, not because you always stayed motivated, but because despite the mental noise, despite the exhaustion, despite the pressure, you still kept moving forward in whatever way you could. That matters more than you realize. Your story is not over. Your difficult season is not your entire identity. And the person you are becoming does not need to hate themselves into growth. You can grow gently too. Tonight, allow yourself to stop carrying everything all at once. You have done enough for today. Not everything, but enough. And now your mind deserves quiet. Your body deserves softness. And your heart deserves a little less pressure. You are still becoming. Slowly, imperfectly, honestly. And that is more than enough. Rest now. You do not have to fight every battle tonight.